You believe that artificial intelligence lives in the cloud, a weightless ether of algorithms in silicon. But the reality is far more grounded, far more metallic, and infinitely more dangerous. Every single prompt you type, every generative frame you render, and every autonomous system navigating our streets relies on a physical tether that is currently being severed by a global shadow empire. We are standing on the precipice of the great copper crunch of 2026, where the price of a single ton of refined copper has surpassed the value of luxury vehicles, turning our critical infrastructure into a buffet for the world's most organized criminal syndicates. This isn't about petty thieves stripping wires from abandoned houses anymore. This is a paramilitary operation targeting the very nervous system of our civilization to feed the insatiable hunger of the AI power grid. Follow the trail of high-voltage transmission lines stretching across the desolate plains of the American Midwest and the industrial heartlands of Europe. In the dead of night, specialized teams equipped with military-grade thermal optics and industrial-scale cutting equipment move with surgical precision. They aren't looking for gold or data. They are looking for the red gold, the heavy-gauge copper busbars and cooling pipes that prevent data centers from melting under the heat of a billion neural calculations. While the tech giants announce new 100-gigawatt clusters, the ground beneath them is being hollowed out, creating a vulnerability that no firewall can protect against. The statistics are staggering and suppressed by governments to avoid mass panic. In the last 6 months alone, grid-scale copper theft has increased by 400%, leading to localized blackouts that the media labels as technical glitches or maintenance cycles. But the truth is visible in the jagged, scorched edges of transformer stations and the empty cable ducts beneath our cities. These copper mafias operate with the efficiency of logistics corporations, utilizing GPS spoofing to hide their transport fleets and ship-to-ship transfers in international waters to scrub the origin of their illicit cargo. How did we get here? And who is really pulling the strings behind this metal insurgency? Is it merely opportunistic greed? Or is this a calculated geopolitical maneuver to throttle the computational supremacy of the West? As we peel back the layers of this metallic conspiracy, we find a direct link between the surging demand for AI infrastructure and a ruthless black market that treats industrial copper as the new oil. The revolution is being built on a foundation that is being stolen faster than it can be replaced, and the lights are beginning to flicker. You can scrub blood off a floor, but scrubbing the origin of 10,000 tons of industrial-grade copper requires a level of sophistication that rivals the world's most elite financial institutions. Once the heavy-gauge cables are ripped from the AI power grids of the West, they enter a liminal zone, a shadowy network of scrapyards and secondary refineries that serve as the digestive system of the Copper Mafia. Here, the distinct, high-purity copper used in high-frequency data center busbars is subjected to chemical aging baths, a process using nitric acid and specialized sulfur compounds to mimic decades of natural oxidation. Within hours, 2026-grade infrastructure material is transformed into what appears to be Category 2 scrap, documented under forged manifests that claim the metal was salvaged from decommissioned Soviet-era factories or abandoned mining operations in the global south. The true genius of the laundering cycle lies in the logistics of the ghost fleet. In the deep waters of the South China Sea and the North Sea, massive bulk carriers engage in ship-to-ship transfers, a maritime shell game that effectively erases the physical trail of the cargo. A vessel carrying illicit copper from a European port will pull alongside a legitimate freighter, and under the cover of electronic signal jammers, the containers are swapped. By the time the copper reaches the refineries in Southeast Asia or Eastern Europe, its digital twin, a blockchain-verified certificate of origin, has been manufactured by a shell company in a tax haven. These aren't just thieves. They are masters of global trade who understand that in 2026, a clean document is more valuable than the metal itself. At the heart of this operation is the corruption of the London Metal Exchange, LME, and other global commodities hubs. The Copper Mafia doesn't just sell the metal. They use their stolen stockpiles to manipulate the spot price of copper, creating artificial shortages that drive the value of their black market assets even higher. While tech giants like Microsoft and Google scramble to secure green copper for their ESG-compliant data centers, they are often unknowingly buying back the very same metal that was stolen from their own regional grids 3 months prior. The irony is as thick as the cables themselves. The AI revolution is being taxed by a parasitic shadow economy that it helped create through its own insatiable demand. Behind every high-level transaction is a trail of encrypted privacy coins and off-ledger settlements. The middlemen, respectable-looking brokers in Singapore, Geneva, and Dubai, act as the bridge between the paramilitary crews on the ground and the legitimate industrial giants. They operate in the gray space of international law, where the burden of proof is high and the rewards are astronomical. As we follow the copper from the mud of a sabotaged substation to the pristine floors of a global refinery, we realize that the mafia isn't just an external threat. It is an integrated component of the 21st century supply chain, a metallic ghost in the machine that ensures the price of intelligence always includes a premium paid in blood and stolen wire. You are looking at the flickering pulse of a dying digital god. And what you see isn't a technical glitch. It's the calculated dawn of a new, darker era. While the world was obsessed with perfecting AI algorithms and expanding neural networks, the Copper Mafia was quietly pulling the rug out from under us, literally dismantling the physical foundations of our digital future. By late 2026, we are no longer talking about localized power outages. We are witnessing a systemic collapse where national power grids crumble like old bark because their heart, the copper veins, has been ripped out. The investigation conducted by the Joint International Intelligence Committees revealed something far more terrifying than simple greed. These thefts were not random, but targeted, military-grade operations designed to paralyze Western computing power and seize dominance in the global technological race. Follow the trail of the red gold, and you will end up at doors that no government wants to open, because behind them lies high-level state treason. This is no longer just a black market. These are state-level actors using criminal groups as their pawns in this new resource war. Every kilometer of stolen copper cable is one unexecuted AI operation, one unresearched vaccine, and one paralyzed autonomous transport system now standing idle on our city highways. We have reached a point where physical reality has brutally defeated the digital dream, and the Copper Mafia has become the new, ruthless rulers of this reality. In the silence that follows, after the cooling systems of massive server rooms have stopped, and the last fan blades have ceased to turn, we finally hear the truth. The truth is that our high technologies are as fragile as the metal that connects them, and as easily destroyed as a severed wire. The masterminds behind this global scheme, Operation Cerebras, were never caught because they don't operate in the shadows. They sit in the very center of the system, manipulating prices and logistics from glass skyscrapers in Singapore, Dubai, and London. This is the story of how humanity's greatest intellectual invention was killed with a simple, industrial hydraulic cutter. Will we be able to restore what has been lost? Or is this a permanent darkness, where artificial intelligence becomes an exclusive luxury for only the chosen few who can protect their wires? The answer lies in the empty, scorched cable ducts beneath our feet, where millions of bits per second once flowed. But now, only ashes, oil, and rust remain. The truth is heavy, cold, and it shines like polished copper in the moonlight, waiting for the next looter. Subscribe to Leviathan Files. Stay curious, and remember, the truth remains buried in the wires we took for granted.